Good Saturday morning, Looney Tunes fans. It is I, Trevor Thompson, the self-appointed Looney Tunes critic, in here with you. It's Saturday morning, and I know you guys don't really know nothing about Saturday morning anymore. I know it doesn't happen. I know it's a generational thing, but my guest today, he knows a fair bit about that. He remembers the time, and he also knows these cartoons like the back of his hand. You guys know him. You guys all love him. Ladies and gentlemen, Looney Tunes comic artist, Dave Alvarez. Dave.
Hey man, how are you?
Pretty good, man. How you doing? We're watching. I'm gonna watch the Hunter Trilogy with you. We're gonna watch all three of these wonderful Chuck Jones, Bugs, Daffy, Elmer, Hunter cartoons. And this was your decision. You wanted to do this, and tell me why.
Because I like the expressions in this one. These are the cartoons that made me get into into working on the Looney Tunes. Yeah. I love the expressions. I love how simple everything goes, but at the same time, everything is so definitive. You can see. For example, there you go.
Right.
Look at Bugs. I mean, there's not much that Chuck has to do there. Just a couple of expressions, and everything goes fine.
Do you remember how old you were when you first saw this cartoon?
I have no idea. I was old enough to sit down in the sofa and know what a Saturday morning is. So
yeah, for sure. And that was the thing for me, dude. Like you're a year older than me. We're in our 40s. Did this stuff not stick out like a sore thumb on Saturday morning? Like, I would just sit there with my jaw open, while my sister watched My Little Pony, just waiting for this shit to come on. And it stuck out like a beautifully sore thumb,
Yeah. I was, it was the highlight of every Saturday morning. You could see that, and look at that. I can see that scene 1,000 times, and it's funny as hell.
Yeah, and the colors, the colors are really good, because one of the problems that sometimes happens with the restorations is they go a little bit overboard. They go a little bit. Speaking of Saturday morning, and that kind of undermines the work that all these great artists did. And I don't know. It's nice to see this done properly.
Yeah.
But so your art style varies. It's really tough. It kind of bothers me when people say the Dave Alvarez art style, because anyone who follows you at all knows that you have a lot of different influences. Like the way you draw Kermit doesn't look like Chuck drew him,
Oh, no.
But so would you say this is your favorite era your style of Chuck?
Yeah. Actually, I like this one, and it was because of that. How simple things were, but they were really on point.
Yeah.
You can tell that was the definite Bugs, and that was a definite Elmer, and the definite Daffy that we all grew up with.
But this was the beginning of what I think Mr. Chris Falusi referred to as the Toon Tude, where they've got the eyes half closed, and
yeah.
I don't know, and didn't Robert McKimson kind of steal them later on?
I think so, yeah, because Chuck started with that thing, and then McKimson started doing the tub thing.
Yeah.
And some people like it, some people don't, but I think that's what this defines Bugs.
Now, this scene here, people do like to mention it as being a tour de force Mel Blanc performance, which indeed it is, but I feel like there's something that doesn't get mentioned, which is that on top of the acting and all that other stuff, when Mel is doing Daffy, they speed his voice up 3 semitones in pitch. And what that means is that he has to perform Bugs's Daffy knowing it's going to be pitched. And then when he does Bugs, they don't pitch him, so he has to perform Daffy pitched, but not pitched. So, and here's the thing. The big thing about that, there was no playback in those days. Like, you couldn't record it and then just rewind it and play it back and hear what you did. So he had to just know, and he had to rely on the director and maybe Carl Stalling or whoever else was in the recording area at the time to guide them, and that's all he had. I mean, that's just. I mean, yeah, he's an amazing performer, but he's also technically. It's just, it blows my mind. It blows my mind.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And literally, he played by ear.
Yeah,
he has to trust whatever he was doing.
Now you grew up in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
When did you when you first saw these cartoons, you didn't actually hear Mel Blanc, did you?
No. And that's a funny thing. I went over to hear Mel Blanc when the VHS era came around the corner. Other than that, everything that I used to listen to was the dub version of Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
So I was.
So it was dubbed. They didn't do subtitles or anything.
No, they didn't. And they changed the jokes most of the time.
They changed the jokes?
A lot of times, because when you saw these cartoons, you know that those guys were having fun.
Right.
And they were, especially with the Flintstones. All of them recorded in one studio, and you could see them ad-lib stuff over whatever was happening. So they were having fun and whatever they were doing. Something that wouldn't happen today.
I mean, with the exception of stuff like The Simpsons, and I know this, but I don't know, actually. I don't know if The Simpsons are still doing it that way. That's actually where I heard that whole thing about how voice actors love Mel so much for that scene that we just saw, because Hank Azaria, who does all those voices on The Simpsons, he talks about it in the Mel Blanc Man of a Thousand Voices documentary, which... Yeah. I've watched that thing so many times, cried like a baby. Oh man, I'll tell you one of these days, the story of when Mel died. It was a very grim 48 hours in the Thompson household. It was very grim. Anyway, Dave, we gotta go, but come back next month and we'll do the next one.